Alright, so today we're going to be talking about cards that you should probably get rid of. The season is slowly dying down and there's still a couple nationals. There's the NEWCQ and Heroes. So if you want to go to any of these events, hold on to your cards. But if you want to just get rid of everything and start fresh in the fall, here's just a couple ideas about cards that are also receiving reprints. So you might want to get as much value out of them as possible, move them right now, and then just get them later if you feel like it. If you have any thoughts about my ideas and if you have any of yours, please feel free to share them in the comments down below. Also make sure to like the video if you like it. It really helps the channel, helps push it, and if you want to share it with your friends, that will also be amazing. Ding the bell so you are also notified whenever I post. And I will also leave the giveaway on the last video open for a tiny bit longer, so you still have a chance to win some Sleeve Chief oversleeves. And with that, we can go ahead and get started with the first couple of cards. And mainly we're going to be discussing some cores. Basically, like if there's a very expensive card, and this is like the first example, Sprite, right? If you want to move only Sprite Blue, that's fair because we don't really know when the reprint is coming, but the card and the entire core pretty much was printed in Power of the Elements, which wasn't confirmed for a reprint in the tins, but it probably will be receiving them because we're almost at a 1-year mark from the release of the set. So because Sprite Blue is around almost 30 euros right now, you might want to move it and just move the entire core because it's just much easier to get rid of it if people are interested, because right now Sprite is kind of popping off. Like people just want to get affordable decks, and if you don't feel like playing Sprite right now and you just want to get them when an inevitable reprint comes, you can just move the core or just the blues, keep the core, do whatever. But here's a couple cards that have value that you can easily get rid of right now. And it's also very hyped right now. With Sprite having like many different versions, you can pretty much play whatever you want. And like I said, people are just excited to grab a deck that's fairly cheap to pick up right now. So if you want to move it, you can do it. And another deck also is Runic. So it's kind of the counterpart to Sprite. Runic is receiving reprints, Tactical Masters I should say. The set is receiving reprints in the Megatins. Now this is some time from now, but like I said, the season is nearly over and Runic has a decent value right now. And it's also going to be very, very strong moving forward with the meta sort of shifting from the heavy necessity of playing hand traps. A deck like, or an engine like Runic is going to shine. So people are probably going to try to play it at least until the ban list. So if you want to get rid of it now and pick up the cards on reprint, I think that's smart because more than likely Runic is going to be receiving reprints, at least the cards that hold some value right now. So another engine or core or however you want to put it that you can move. And staying on topic of cores and cards that are confirmed getting a reprint, we also need to look at Battles of Legend Monstrous Revenge. And if you look at the site, it basically says that Adventure Engine is getting a reprint, or one of the cards, Rite of Mesir, Zeus, and then also Welcome Labyrinth. And if you take a look at all of these cards, they still hold some value and they're going to lose it at some point in time. So you might want to be quick, get rid of them and snatch them on reprint because Battles of Legend is kind of quickly approaching actually. So if you want to get rid of Labyrinth cards, I think that's kind of smart because you also need to take a look at Megatins again, and Darkwing Blast is going to be receiving reprints as well as Tactical Masters. So pretty much in a couple months time, Labyrinth isn't going to have as much value, and right now it's kind of hyped. Like people are excited, people think it's going to be one of the top contenders, and it's had a very decent representation so far in national season, and the cards still have value. Welcome Labyrinth, like I said, is confirmed for a reprint, so you can move that, you can get rid of Lady, you can just get rid of the core, like I said, because it's much easier to just get rid of it entirely, and people like want to snatch up a deck that's built for them to use. And I also mentioned Zeus. You know, Zeus is like probably one of the best extra deck staples you can get. It's a card you kind of need to have, and right now Sprite, like I said, is going to be popular again. Zeus was utilized and it's always seeing play. Like Pearly played it, and all the time Zeus is going to be in the extra deck. If there's a deck that's very much focused on one mechanic like Branded or something, of course like you won't be exactly playing Zeus in it, but you can still have it. And a lot of times people just appreciate OG prints. So if you have some secret rare Zeus that you like, Zeuses, I don't know what the plural is, but if you have like a Zeus or multiples of them, you can get rid of them if you don't really feel like you want to keep the secret rare ones and you can just get it on reprint, if you don't really care, I think there's value there. You know, you can move it with the reprint confirmed. And then the last card we mentioned is Raito Varamesir. I did say Adventure Engine because Grand Creators is also receiving a reprint in the Megatins, and the entire Adventure Engine just has so much potential and it's criminally underrated. I think it's underutilized, and I get that there's not a lot of, like, a whole ton of strategies that can play it right now, but I still think it has a lot of potential. Nothing is hit. Like, literally, the engine was never addressed. It just fell off because, you know, things happened. But, like, it has value. So if you want to move that and get it later so you can play it, I think that's smart. Another card that's been talked about a lot in recent weeks or in the last, couple of formats almost, is Baron. Like, Baron was just everywhere. It's not only in synchro-based strategies, but literally everywhere. And the original print almost has the same value as the reprint. It's kind of insane. Like, Baron is just very, very powerful. And like I said, not only synchro-based strategies can play it. So if you literally have a deck that can just, you know, make a synchro 10, because it's kind of easy to do it at this point in time in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can play Baron, and Baron is just very, very busted. So if you feel like you don't have the need for Baron right now, I don't know, we might be getting a reprint. Probably not that soon because Maze of Memories gave us a reprint. But still, I feel like if you don't have need for it with the season kind of like slowly dying down, if you don't want to play it in the summer as much, IRL, that is, you probably don't need Baron, so you can just make some extra money with selling it, because like it's literally in every single deck. Like, to the point where people go like, it should be addressed on the ban list, which that's another topic. So if you want to get rid of it, you can do it. But like, also, you can just hold off on selling it if you want. There's a lot of synchro stuff going to be happening in the future as well. So we are not done with the synchro era. And if you want to wait, you can also do it. I just wanted to mention Baron because it's just been, you know, the talk lately. And yeah, moving on to other stuff. I also wanted to mention Visa Starfrost. The card is quite high in value with only one printing, but Dimension Force is also going to be receiving reprint in the Megatins, and Manodium is kind of like, it feels like this underrated deck that might take the spot of some of the top combo decks, but people are still a little indecisive, so it almost feels unfair that Visa Starfrost still holds that value, because the deck seems like it has potential, but you probably don't want to spend a ton of money for it, because we can't really tell. It has some issues, but I still feel like if you have Visa Starfrost, and you find someone that's like very hyped to play Visa Starfrost and like Manodium, and especially the secret version, just get rid of it. Like, it's about 30 euros or something, so it's pretty much free, and when it does receive a reprint, it is going to go down. Moving on to a couple other things as well, and I think that's the last thing on the list actually, is Tier. Now, this might be kind of random, but like, Tier was a little bit more hyped in recent weeks because it managed to get some tops, and people go like, it still has potential, and yes, it does, but it wasn't exactly explored with Kid being banned and a lot of other hits happening. But the field spells still hold value, and again, I'll say, you know, just try to move a core because it's easier, but like, it's probably much of it is kind of worthless, so you can just keep it for yourself if Tier like becomes a thing again, and just move the field spells, because inevitably we are going to be seeing the Power of the Elements cards get a reprint somewhere. We don't really know where, but somewhere. And with people kind of appreciating Tier a little more and just going, oh, okay, it's able to squeeze in some tops, you might find someone that just wants to snatch up the core and have it ready. You can keep it for yourself as well, of course, if you want, if you feel like it has potential, and like play it later down the line with the OG prints of field spells and all of that. But if you don't really care about that, I would suggest moving the Pelerinos, because it's like easy 67 euros. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. Hopefully I gave you some ideas. I feel like it really comes down to if you appreciate older prints and if you care about that, or you care about getting value from your cards, not only playing them, but actually being able to sell them. And before all of these important reprints, I feel like these cards are really something you have to move. And yeah, if you have any additional thoughts, of course, feel free to share them. Like I said before, like the video, check out all the social media, check out Card Market to either sell your cards or get some additional cards for the new season if you're already gearing up. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.